Elephant children first have to learn how to coordinate their trunks and legs without tripping up.
Every sand pile, every bale of hay just seems to be an obstacle. It's so cute.
Vanya and Misho, the Kamchatka bear brothers, are now both 1 week old. An age at which bear children are looking for adventure. They explore their surroundings, investigate embankments, stones and insects. Keeper Uwe hangs up a few branches in the enclosure. He is certain that the twigs will cause an uproar amongst the little ones. Despite the joys of discovery, the two of them haven't enough strength to cause any damage.
They still don't fool around much. They're too small to turn stones over and roll them into the water. But in around 6 months, all that will change.
At birth, the bear children tip the scales with just 1 pound. In the meantime, they weigh 15 kilograms.
Thanks to their mother's milk, they grow relatively quickly. In the first phase, roughly 1 kilo a week. At the end of the year, they'll already be 100 kilos. Now we'll see whether the branches not only take my weight, but also Masha's. She's a bit heavier than me.
Some fully grown brown bears weigh half a ton, and in some cases, even more. Kamchatka bears from Russia are a subspecies of brown bears. Uwe got it wrong this time. Vanya and Misho don't look particularly interested in the branches he hung up for them.
The tree stump is the highlight. Conquered.
Only young bears are good climbers. Later on, they become too heavy to climb up anywhere. In the elephant house, Lai Sing is just about to give birth. The bulge in her hindquarters is a giveaway. It won't be long now.
Things will be getting going here soon, and about time too, my God.
The keepers have been ready and waiting ever since the contractions began 6 hours ago. It looks like it's all systems go now at last.
Great, that's how it should be. It's no different for elephants than it is for humans. The quicker the birth, the better.
An elephant's birth canal is 1.5 meters long.
It'll be out in a moment. Hang on. Look, here it comes.
The mother and the aunties kick the poor thing.
Oh, that's completely normal. Elephant calves have to get up immediately they're born, and sometimes they have to walk for kilometers afterwards. The birthplace smells of blood, and that can attract predators. To stay on the ground would be much too dangerous for the youngsters. Ah, but that looks nice. They won't hurt him. He just has to get up.
Elephant cows give birth within the group in the wild too. After 2 or 3 hours, the newborn then walks along with the herd. The animals are permanently in search of food.
Once again, I'm very proud. 100 kilos of healthy elephant have just been born. Mother Nature's organized it so that it all works out nicely.
The herd, consisting of female relatives, stands protectively around mother and child. The little one has to start drinking soon in order to receive vital nutrients. It takes about a month for a newborn to be able to use its trunk properly. It's still difficult for him to coordinate his limbs.
I'd say we're all happy, wouldn't you?
Definitely. Mission accomplished.
See?
Now, for the little boar, the time of learning and playing begins. But during the course of the next few days, he will sleep proportionately more. Monitor lizards are squamata, or scaled reptiles. This rock monitor from northern Australia can grow to a length of 80 centimeters. His offspring, that have just hatched from their eggs, already measure some 20 centimeters.
This is a baby rock monitor. It hatched today after spending 109 days in an egg. They have quite a long period of development. This little one here still has some yolk and some membrane at the back there. I'm going to rebed it. I'll put it in a different box so it can regenerate in the incubator.
The scaly lizards, just like snakes, crocodiles and turtles, are all reptiles, and they've been around for some 300 million years.
I think that's brilliant. These reptiles, when they hatch, they're like little dinosaurs. That's so great.
Monitor eggs are soft and flexible.
Reptile eggs grow. In contrast to birds' eggs, they have a parchment skin shell. That's why they can be dented without being damaged. Birds' eggs, on the other hand, have a hard, calcareous shell. Over time, reptile eggs absorb water and grow. This allows the growing embryo more room without the female having to lay much larger eggs. Thus, the relatively large young have a significantly higher survival rate. Now I'll put him on this small aluminium grate. Then he can get over all the stress and shed his yolk sac. He's running around and flicking his tongue. That's good. He's already pretty active.
All monitor lizards are day active.
Now it'll take about a day to get rid of all the umbilical cords and membranes, and then we can take him out of the incubator and put him in a small terrarium.
This 6-week-old South American tapir female is called Barima. The herbivores with the trunk are indigenous to South America. Thomas wants to lure mother and child outside in the sun. The little ones do spend their first week on Earth in a protected hideaway, but otherwise, movement, daylight and fresh air are as equally healthy as they are for human children.
As you can see, despite the good weather, none of the tapirs are outside. Kamina, Jingo, Barima, come outside. We've got some delicacies for you. Tapirs are wonderful animals, and our visitors think so too, so it would be nice if they made an appearance. Number one's here. Tapirs do look a bit odd as well. At first sight, you might mistake them for pigs.
Yet the closest relatives of the tapirs are rhinos and horses. They are all odd-toe ungulates, with an uneven number of toes. The offspring are lazing around indoors.
Steht dein Töchterlein schon wieder nicht
Your
auf?
daughter's decided not to get up again. I don't believe it.
Steht die schon wieder nicht auf?
The little darling just doesn't want to get up.
Komm mal hoch.
Come on your feet.
Komm, auf.
Get up now.
Aufstehen.
Just this once.
Genau, so.
Barima still has her striped baby fur. The pattern will slowly fade away. At 1 year, she will look exactly like her mother and will receive no more milk from her.
Die darf jetzt das erste Mal.
Now she can taste honey for the first time.
Ja, kann man essen.
Oh yes, isn't that good? You're so sweet.
Aber nicht den Finger abbeißen, du hast schon.
But you've already got teeth, so don't bite my finger off. I need it.
Jetzt gibt's nie wieder Honig.
Otherwise there'll be no more honey.
Mehr?
More? There's a little bit left there.
Noch was dran. Den letzten Rest.
Yummy honey.
Lecker Honig.
Tapirs eat leaves, branches and fruit from several hundred types of plants. Of course, Barima, she's still hooked on the mother's milk.
Also mit
She started eating solid foods, soft stuff like bananas, apples, strawberries, grapes. Her teeth are still a bit too sensitive for harder things, but it won't be long.
Aber das kommt auch irgendwann.
Brown bears, to whom Kamchatka bears belong, can't see very well, and their hearing is not much better. To make up for that, they have extremely good noses. Today, it smells of variety.
They love water, but of course they have to get to know it properly first. They played in a puddle for a few days, so now they can try running water. Okay, here goes.
Running water is nothing special for bear mother Masha. Bears are also excellent swimmers. Little brothers Vanya and Misho see this wet spectacle for the very first time. Brown bears that live near coasts and rivers catch fish and mussels in the water. But they are first and foremost herbivores. They love herbs, grasses and roots, on a par with mushrooms and nuts. Insects, birds' eggs and small to medium-sized mammals supplement their meals. Bears are so-called omnivores.
I turned it on a bit late. It's almost time for their midday nap. Then they crawl into their corner in front of the den. They're tired and irritable and keep calling for their mum.
Bears withdraw to their caves or pits whenever they need to sleep.
They'll be asleep in a minute. At least they weren't scared of the water.
The barely 4-month-old twins have an increased need for sleep. Their mother, Masha, is aware of this and lovingly lays them down. Next time, the two siblings will be allowed to taste honey for the first time. Elephant boy Assam wants to get up. Because the birthplace smells of blood and attracts predators, and because the herd needs food, it is important that the babies move on with the group as quickly as possible.
There's the little bull. That's Lai Singh's little son, and he looks healthy. Oh, we're really happy that everything worked out. He's very agile, runs about the hall and goes on walks. He doesn't get enough sleep though because the older ones don't really let him. They want him to keep moving, keep learning, which is really important in the wild.
Not only the elephant's mother, but all of the other cows and the older young animals in the herd take care of the smallest group members. Elephants are very social animals with a great sense of family. They help one another and even comfort each other wherever necessary.
They have this baby fluff everywhere. They only have it in the beginning and then it wears off and becomes shorter. I mean, look how cute. Every sand mound, every bale of hay is an obstacle. It's cute.
The enormously heavy animals have padded feet, by the way. A gelatinous layer of tissue cushions the weight in a joint gentle manner and distributes it evenly. And perky little Assam is also still running around.
I mean, now we're relieved that it all worked out.
Just a few hours old, and the bull calf is perfectly integrated.
That's exactly how it should be. They're interested in one another. How's your little brother? What's your auntie doing? And everyone takes care of the little elephant child, as it is in the wild. Everyone looks after the most vulnerable.
The black-winged stilts have also had some new additions. The birds with the long beaks are at home in many corners of the world and live where there's water. These chicks were all hatched in the incubator. Zookeeper Sebastian gives them all a bit of starting support.
The two black-winged stilt chicks hatched 3 days ago. They're slowly learning how to eat. I'm moving them into a larger box now so that they have more room to move about in. Every so often in the parents' aviary, the little ones are taken away by a rat or a marten. And because they only rarely have chicks, we prefer to rear them here in safety.
Black-winged stilt chicks leave the parents' nest on their day of birth, or 1 day later. After 4 weeks, they're completely independent.
Number 1, stop moaning. And number 2. You little cuties with your huge beaks. A stilt beak is relatively long, and their feet are huge too. He wants to be a big boy. And they're always moaning and groaning. The parents are always moaning and the little ones are always nagging.
The socially minded birds that breed in colonies are renowned for their noisy interaction. Their long, stilted legs enable them to hunt for food in deeper waters, there where the competition has no chance. As the little ones are not yet fully feathered, Sebastian fixes them up with a warm lamp.
It has to be warm here, as the parents can't warm them up themselves. That's why this red light is perfect. You just have to keep a safe distance, otherwise it gets too hot. We don't want them burning their heads or freezing. In the summer, it's not a problem because the temperatures are mild.
Whilst rearing the chicks for a month, Sebastian feeds them with special pellets and with worms, shrimps, mussels and insects.
Okay, little ones. To make you even happier, I'll collect a few water fleas for you.
Until now, tapir girl Barima has only been cuddled by her mother.
Jetzt gucken wir mal, ob die kleine...
Now I'd like to find out whether the little one likes to be stroked as much as the big ones do. It's very important that we can handle the animals at all times so that we can treat them. The little ones are still running around a lot, and when tapirs get a scratch or a graze, it can quickly get infected and turn into an abscess. That's why it's important that we can approach them and that they keep calm.
Gucken wir mal.
A baby massage for the tapir?
In Thomas's stroking hands, the tapir female's parents almost fall into a coma. I wonder if Barima does the same without any problems.
Ja, also es gibt ein paar...
Tapirs love to be scratched, especially on the throat and chest. If you want them to lie down on one side, that's the best way to get them to fall over. Let's hope it works with her too. Was that nice?
Oh, ja.
This way I can get a good look at her eyes, for example, if she's got something in her eye.
Bei den großen mache ich das
With the
meistens-
bigger ones, I mostly use a brush. The little one's skin is much softer. I could try it carefully, very gently. Look,
Machen wir dann ganz sanft, ne?
I've got a brush.
Dabei, gucken, wie du das findest.
Is that too rough for you?
Oder ist das noch zu hart?
Feline predators, bears and crocodiles, are the natural enemies of tapirs.
Naja, also die Flachlandtapire, die neigen auch dazu, gerne angefasst.
South American tapirs like to be touched. I don't really know why. I hardly think if they were attacked by a jaguar jumping on their back, they'd say, "Oh yes, a bit more to the left, please."
Mal weiter links.
The same applies when they charge through the underbrush and branches chafe their skin. That can't be very nice, surely. But they love it.
Ja.
Is that good?
Barima is just like her parents. They love it when Thomas strokes them. In this way, he will be able to rub in an ointment or inspect her fur.
Ja, ich bin
Yes, I managed to get everywhere. She didn't lie down, but that's okay. I'm satisfied. We're making progress.
Kann so weitergehen.
She learns quickly in this lesson. Perfect, Barima. A week ago, Sophia, an Angler saddleback pig, gave birth to 12 piglets. The sweet dozen barely gives her a minute's peace. In the meantime, the piglets are robust enough for a larger activity radius.
So, schmeißen wir die jetzt
Okay, so we'll let them out now.
Yes, the weather's just right.
Exactly.
Thomas and Dave want to show the pig kiddies a whole new world.
Yeah, I'll go round then and open the door.
The second, childless sow, has to stay in the box. Thomas lures her into the next compartment with food.
We want to let the sow out into the enclosure with her litter. The sun's shining, the little ones can play around to their heart's content. Piglets need movement. They have to get out and about. That would be better without this sow. We don't know how they'll react to one another.
reagieren und sowas, ne?
Mother sows can be very aggressive if other pigs come anywhere near her offspring. Should they fight, the piglets would be in danger. And the little ones shouldn't be exposed to stress. They should enjoy themselves in the sun.
Go, go, go. The piggies have to go out.
When the majority of the piglets is outside, the others will voluntarily follow. Normally.
Where are the others?
What, have they crept back again?
Oh, chuck them over to me. Not literally.
Nicht im wörtlichen Sinne, ne?
So.
Zack, Flöhe.
Oh, herding cats is easier than this, I could tell you.
So,
Oh, Mensch. Oh.
So.
Oh, it's crawled through again.
Oh, they're still so small.
Yeah, that they can fit through there. Oh, man.
We'll have to get some stones or something.
Warming sun rays and movement in the fresh air is good for the piglets.
I mean, the sow is happy, scratching herself all over, and the little ones are interested in straw because it rustles so nicely.
They've been running around the enclosure for the last half hour.
It's quite easy to make a piglet happy, but playing around and so many new impressions are also tiring.
Shall we go?
Yeah, let's leave them in peace.
To provide the two black-winged stilts with appropriate food, Sebastian collects water fleas. The giraffe enclosure pond around the corner is full of them.
You can see how many water fleas have been caught in the net. All of these red ones. This is the first thing the stilts get to eat. In the wild, the parents pick the water fleas for their offspring. Here, we give them a dish. They begin picking when they see something is moving in the water. Their food is right here, and it's natural. It couldn't be better.
Black-winged stilts live in shallow water zones consisting of salt water or fresh water. It's simply important that the water is rich in nutrients. Then there are enough invertebrates in it to be able to provide them with food. Water fleas, minuscule crabs. From now on, these are to become a staple diet for the 3- and 4-day-old black-winged stilt chicks. But they are edgy and want to hide.
Hey, what's wrong? Are you scared of having so much room? The new environment is a little strange for them, which is why one wants to get behind the other one's wings. In the wild, they would hide behind the mother for protection, and because it's warmer. Now they're doing the same amongst themselves. Soon they'll be more relaxed, and then they'll go under the red light. At the moment, it's all a bit strange for them.
The two of them will eventually be 40 centimeters in size. The legs alone measure 20 centimeters.
Okay, little guys, I'll be back later.